Good morning. Welcome to my home and welcome to my heart. When you hear the term message healing, what does that mean to you? What is a message? A message is some information that comes to you and that we either attach meaning to or has meaning to it from somebody else. So in other words, hi sweetie, and bye sweetie, love you. In other words, when we're driving down the road and we hear a siren, that is a message that we all understand means that there's somebody in trouble, that the emergency vehicles need to get through quickly, and that we all need to pull to the right. So that's a message. And there is healing in that message, because if we do all pull to the right, whoever has the emergency has more opportunity to have their needs met, their emergent needs met. So that's a message, and it creates healing. I remember one time specifically, I was having a very difficult time in my life, and I was in a deep despair, and I was in my new home, and I was out in the springtime, and it was just a little townhouse area, and I was very, very sad. I was dealing with a lot of emotional turmoil, and I was out just planting some flowers in a little tiny garden that I had. And a gentleman walked by me, and this was 25 years ago, 1998, 25 years ago. And a gentleman walked by me and greeted me and just cheerfully said to me, "I really like your flowers." I don't remember what else he said. But in that moment, the message that he gave me of love from another human being lifted my soul so much that I've talked about it for 25 years. I don't know who he is. He doesn't know who I am. It was a 30-second greeting, but that message lifted my soul. And so as we give our bodies messages and we have things that we would like to heal, that we want to invite healing into, our bodies, our physical bodies, our minds, our spirits, our souls, as we are inviting healing into them, we bring in messages. And we create messages ourselves, and we also hear messages from other people. And so if we can create messages, and we can also hear and integrate messages from other sources, there has to be a way that we can create messages that are healing, because not every message is a healing message. Some messages keep us in fear and anger, in hatred, in all those emotions that contract us. And the thing about the emotions that are contracting, and I specifically do not want to use the term negative emotions, because when we think of something as being negative, and here's the message, when we think about something as being negative, we want to put it away and we don't want to have anything to do with it. But all of our emotions make up all of who we are. And so if we have an emotion that is intense and is like an emotion like fear or hatred or anger, those emotions come with information. They come with information that helps us to decide what we're going to do about something. For instance, if we have an emotion of anger, we might be angry at somebody when they, for instance, I've got teenagers. They can all be in the porch. Okay, please, sweetie? Thanks. Where was I? Anger. Okay, so kids going into each other's rooms. There's physically a door that needs to be opened and a threshold that needs to be crossed for somebody to go into somebody else's room. Now, when we have our own personal space, and this is specifically a room, but think about it metaphorically as well. When we have our own personal space, our own emotional space, our own physical space, and somebody crosses that boundary, oftentimes we get angry because a boundary has been crossed. And so we use the anger to reset the boundary. We can say to our sibling or whatever, we can say, "Please do not come into my room." And if they keep coming in, then the anger will come up to create that boundary cross again. So all of our emotions are instructive, and all of our emotions have information that we can use. We can decide, instead of using my anger, perhaps I might discuss with that person. But if that person doesn't respect the boundary, then the anger will help us to reset the boundary. If the anger stays, if the anger comes up, gets used, and the information gets used, the action is taken, the anger can drop back down, and I like to now envision it as going into a resting place. So I've got these little pools here of things that different emotions can rest in. And they can rest around me. You're going to put her in the porch with the other dogs, right? They can rest around me, but they don't have to rest in me. And the difficulty with our bodies is that when we have things come in and we have emotions come in and they don't come in and go through and leave again, they get stuck and they create blockages, which creates dis-ease, and it all comes from old memories and future thoughts and worries. And so, as we practice our Qigong practice, and we're going to start to bounce now, begin to bounce with me. And we're going to tap a little bit on our eyebrows as we bounce. As we practice our Qigong practice, what this bouncing process does, I'm just going to tap here on our hips. I'm going to tap on our tailbone. What this bouncing process does now is release little bits of energy, little bits of blockages that have been caught, that are staying in us from our perceptions, that are staying in us from perhaps imbalanced food that we've been eating, perhaps environmental issues, weather changes that are big. So what our bouncing does now is start to release extra energy and starts to move energy and gets it just moving and dripping away. And as we bounce and we breathe in deeply, we breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth. And now as we become aware, one of the things about Qigong, it's such a simple practice, and yet there's so many tiny little details that make a difference when we're ready to receive them. And so I don't want to say, well, you're not doing it right or anything like that. We all do the best that we can. And as we become more aware of little tiny changes that we can make, then our practice becomes deeper and our effect becomes deeper. So as we bounce, I invite you to close your eyes. There's nothing to watch here. You can just listen to my voice. I invite you to close your eyes. And as you bounce, be aware of your body. Part of the Qigong practice is posture. And part of the posture, I'm just going to work from my head to my feet. Part of the posture is our chin dropping down and kind of tucking in, but not because we're pulling it in, because as soon as I did that, you can open your eyes right now. As soon as I pulled my chin in, my shoulders went up and everything kind of contracted and caved in here at my chest. But if that chin dropping down comes from a stretching up of the spine up into the universe, it lengthens out the neck at the back. It releases blockages. Because if our body is folded over, even in tiny little ways, we block the energy flowing in it. So our Qigong stance, even in the bounce, is stretching up into the universe, the chin dropping down, the shoulders opening and back. And you can feel, as soon as you do that, you can feel a stretch across the top of your chest. We're strung on this bungee cord. The pelvis rotates underneath us. So if your pelvis is tipped forward, if you can see that, if your pelvis is tipped forward, the pelvis is underneath us. We've got, we're opening up the energy channels. So all of the posture pieces are important. Just like when I teach somebody to ride, we're managing a number of different body parts at the same time. So I invite you to simply be aware in your bounce. Simply be aware of any places where you're holding tension and feel like your body is having to be out of alignment to maintain upright space. Because if I move one building block, just like if you play Jenga ever, if you move one building block over, you've got to move the other one the other way so that the whole system can be balanced. Basically maintain itself and be hanging on by the string of its teeth. But if all the blocks are put underneath each other, then there's integrity in that balance as well. And so as we're bouncing, be aware of your body. Close your eyes, breathe in. Receive your body. Receive all the little spots that are tense and tight. And as you receive them, just give a little shift in them. And you'll see how you'll feel how those little alignments, those little tiny relaxations start to put the whole body into balance. We're going to allow our hands to float above our heads. And as you allow your hands to float above your head, open the shoulders and allow the shoulders to drop back. So the arms are going to be on the open plane of our body, not forward. And that's going to balance everything. The message is alignment. As we invite our bodies back into a beautiful alignment, a balanced alignment, we open energy channels. We feel better. As soon as we start to feel better, that is healing. We invite in the idea of healing, that is healing. As we start to feel better, that perpetrates more healing. If your arms are sore or tired or they don't have the range of motion to go up here, allow them to float back down and envision them being up. Envision your shoulders being open. We're going to swing back and forth, swiveling back and forth. This too, one of the spots that I find myself constantly out of alignment is my chin climbs up really quickly and the back of my head starts to get tense. So as the chin drops down and the body stretches up, be aware of the pace of your bounce. Is it short and high and fast? Is it deep and long? Does it change through your bouncing process? It can. Experiment with it. Invite a smile on your face. And then allow the smile to go away and be in focus face and see if that changes your bounce. As soon as the smile goes away on my face, my bounce gets stiffer. So just do that. Change your face. Make some changes. See what happens in the bounce. What we're looking for is fluidity. The ability to flow. The ability to move. And simply observe. And here in the bounce as well, you might get different emotions that come up. And simply observe them and receive them. And especially if you're new to this, you might think, oh, this is ridiculous. Well, that's an emotion of judgment that's coming up. And simply receive it and go, oh, I'm judging myself. I'm judging what I look like. I'm judging the efficacy of this movement. I'm judging that person on the screen. Just be aware of the judgment. Allow it to be there. Chin was up again. And now as we're going to shift our movement, I'm going to invite us each to come into a quiet stillness out of the exhale. As we breathe out, we're going to just allow our body to just quietly come into stillness. And then I'd like you to observe what happens in your body as you receive the stillness. Breathe in and exhale. Observe again. What's happening in your palms? What's happening in your fingertips? What's happening in your feet? I just felt a tingling sensation run up the inside of both the elbows. My hands float away from my body. My fingertips are tingling. My palms feel full, like they've got just a lovely pressure in them. This is Qi. We have activated our Qi, and it's now waiting for instructions. So as we bring our hands to the lower dantian, women, your right hand will be next to your navel. Your lower dantian is your navel. Men, your left hand will be next to your navel. If that doesn't feel right, move your hands until something does feel right for you. Your body will tell you. And here we say the password. Just like our cell phone has a password that unlocks us the power of the cell phone, our password unlocks us into the power of the emptiness of the universe. The password is, I am in the universe. The universe is in my body. The universe and I combine together as one. Observe what happens inside as we give that password. I envision myself in the midst of the Milky Way and the vastness of the stars. And here we are in that empty space of the universe. That empty space is actually filled with all unconditional love and all possibilities. So here in this emptiness, we call upon the energy of our master. Your master is any entity or being from whom you draw wisdom, knowledge, safety, perfect guidance. Your master could have a name. It could be your own inner knowing. We call upon our master and ask to use their energy and access their energy. We say, Dear Master, with deepest gratitude for all the gifts that I have been given, the things I know and understand, and the wisdom that I'm yet to learn, I set my intention for this practice today, and now you set your intention of what you would like to receive by being in this practice today. And today I'd like to focus on the second movement of the 5 healing movements. This is the breathing of the universe. We're going to start this movement, though, by holding an energy ball in our hands. And even as I start feeling and moving this energy ball of yin and yang energy, this is the joining of yin and yang. I can feel pressure in my palms, and I can feel tingling. I can feel like I can compress this energy in my hands. I can extend it. And as we move and join yin and yang energy as they're balanced in the body, they invite in the body to heal itself. Our body knows how to heal. That's the joy of the Qi. And it heals from the messages it gets from our intention, from our Yi. So in this ball, this beautiful ball of yin and yang that we're balancing and moving, we can invite into that ball ourself. We can invite in any one of our loved ones for whom we would like to invite a healing. We can invite in people with whom we're having contention. We can invite in everyone in the whole world if we wish. As we invite beings, we can invite animals and pets. can invite our car. We all have chi fields. They all interact to this whole universe. As we invite them into this beautiful yin-yang ball of energy, and we balance it. We bring healing to ourselves and we bring healing to others. And here now, we're going to breathe with the universe. As we breathe in, we open our hands and lead with the elbows. And feel the chi stretching between your palms. And as we breathe out, we're breathing out through the nose now. In through the nose, out through the nose. If you have some congestion in your sinuses and that's not possible, simply envision yourself breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. We have a smile on our face. Our tongue is gently touching the roof of our mouth and the back of our upper teeth. Our jaw is soft. Our teeth have a little space between them. As we breathe in now, we're going to bend our knees. Feel the alignment of your body. As we breathe in the feeling of joy. This movement is the second movement of the 5 healing movements. We're connecting and engaging with the energy of the heart here. The expanding emotion of the heart is joy. And the color is red, or red derivatives like pink and purple. As we breathe in joy. The contracting emotion in this space, in the heart energy, is the feeling of hatred. And the earth element is the element of fire. So as the fire of the heart, it breathes in joy, takes any little bits of hatred that are ready to be released and burns them off. And they become smoke and they go back into the universe. We do not even have to hate the hatred. We can love the hatred. We can thank it. What did it do for us when we held it? It came in with a message. When we hold it too long, or too much of it, and hold it too tightly, it creates blockages. When we receive it, feel it, get the message from it, take the action that the message invited, and then release it back to the universe. As we breathe in joy. And as we breathe out extra energy that is not joy. We release it back to the universe and we breathe in more joy. And as we release things back into the universe, we can release with love and gratitude. And as we bring in these messages into our body, we have a physical action that goes on in our cells. Because the emotions of joy and happiness and peace and contentment and gratitude bring a specific type of chemistry to our cells that is healing. The emotions of anger and fear, rage and jealousy, they bring another kind of chemical to our cell. which does not create healing and does not support healing. Those emotions are important. As they come through and we get the message from them and take action on the message, then the emotions can dissipate. One more deep breath. Bringing our hands together in prayer position. When we're in our moving meditation, our bodies are wide open, our bodies and our spirits. And we're going to harvest our chi now. It's like we're putting on a coat to go outside. We're going to rub our hands together, warming our chi. In the palms of our hands here we have heart points. They go directly to the heart. They feel that joy and that love. We're going to put these hands on our face and gently massage our face on either side of our nose, up into the hairline, out and down around to the chin. And as we do that, as we massage our face, we say to ourselves, I love you, and use your own name. So I would say, I love you, Roxy. Feel what happens back there. I know when I say it, I still feel a little embarrassment. I still feel a little bit of energy that says, oh, you shouldn't say that out loud. And it's not even about what other people think at the moment. It's still something in there in me, and I'm not sure what it means. I'm just simply receiving it and observing it. I love you, Roxy. As we receive those messages, those are the old conditioning messages. And as we send in a new message, I love you, Roxy, it basically kind of hugs the old message. It says, yes, thank you for being there. I release you from your job. We will allow this person to love themselves. We're going to rub our ears, massage our ears. You're going to unfold your ear and give a gentle tug. We're going to do this 9 times. 1, 2. Our face and our ears all have meridian energy points that reflect every system in the body. And so as we're rubbing our ears and rubbing our face with this loving energy, we're sending love and release to every part of our body. So these ones are critical movements we do in the harvesting of our chi. We're tapping the top of our head with a cupped hand. See that cup? Just a gentle cupped hand 9 times. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to tap it by the ears. These are not ears. Eyebrows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And again, we're letting go in this tapping. We're letting go of any little bits of extra energy that are ready to be released. And off they go. These are soothing movements to the body. Tapping down our chest. Lifting up your left armpit and tapping under the left armpit 9 times. And the right armpit. And turn the left hand palm up. Tap down from the shoulder to the fingertips and turn it down and tap it down. And now we're moving over to the right arm. As you soothe your body and wake it up, and say, hello, body. We're going to tap on our hips, that little divot in the hips. The 6 little puppies in a pile looking at me. We're going to tap on our tailbone, the sacrum area here. These tappings on the tailbone especially release a lot of extra energy. The tailbone tends to hold a lot of stuff. And as we tap on it and release it, it sends messages down into the legs and up into the torso of being able to release. And as we breathe in still, we breathe in that love, breathe in joy. Bringing your hands to the groin. And taking your hands down to the knees, just above the kneecaps. We're going to tap 9 times. There are 6 energy channels that run through each of the knees down into the earth. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And on the left knee on either side of it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And on the right side. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And up on our toes and drop to our heels. If you're pregnant, do not do the heel drop. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you'd like to go a little bit deeper and understand the basis of this practice, I'm offering the Chia activation course on Thursday and Friday, January 20th and 21st. If you scroll back further into this website or this Facebook page, you'll see a link to that class. I'd love you to join me. It is online. It's those 2 mornings in Mountain Standard Time, 9 a.m. to 12:30 each day. And it's a great way to understand what the whole basis of Spring Forest Qigong is and how to integrate it into your life for blessings and healing and calm and peace and joy. Namaste. I love you.